Okay, so for second graders, we're making dinosaurs. And there's like a couple ways we're going to make them. We have three different here. We have a Triceratops, a Stegosaurus, and of course the long neck, Bronchiosaurus, I believe is what he's called. I'm going to show you how to set them up and use them. So first of all, you're going to get your ball of clay. You're going to want it to look like a potato. So get it into that potato form. Once you get that to a potato form, you are going to hold it in the palm of your hand and you're going to make a plus sign. So you're just going to make a form straight down like that and then like that. So you're going to make a little plus sign. Once you get your plus sign made, then what you're going to do is you're going to pinch this whole thing. Don't do little tiny pinches. You want a whole bunch of that clay to be pinched into there. So you're just going to kind of dig your fingers in there and make a foot. So that's 1 foot. We have to do that 4 times, just like this. So you're going to pinch here, and then you're going to do the same thing over here and get your legs built. So once you get that all built, and this is a little dry, so it's starting to crack a little bit, but I can smooth it out with my fingers. So that is one way of fixing that problem. So once I get the legs done, then what I'm going to do is very carefully tap on the bottom so I get a nice flat spot so it sits really nicely. And then we're going to start building up the legs, or not the legs, excuse me, the tail and the head. So when we do the long neck, we're going to pull all this clay from behind the leg. So if you look, I'm pulling, my thumb is past this leg right here, so I'm going to pull all this clay like this. And I'm just kind of pinching that clay and moving it up. I'm not pinching too hard. If I pinch too hard, then I'm going to have it become half of what I want. So I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to smooth my fingers along as we go. The softer the clay, the less cracking you're going to get. So you're just going to kind of push, push, push. And if it does crack, you just kind of push it all back together. And then you got your neck starting to form. And you start to form it like that. Once you get it long enough, then you just make sure it's not a small taper. You want it to be nice and kind of more rounded at the top of the head. So you're just going to bend it over like that. And again, just take your fingers and smooth that out. So there's your long neck. And then after you get that done, you can add an eyeball to it on the side. You can add nostrils in the front. You can even put a smile on them if you want to. But you can add those things using your skewer. For the tail, you're going to, again, pinch past the back leg. So here's my back leg. I'm going to pinch way over here and pinch all that clay into my shape. So I'm just going to, now with the tail, it's going to be a pointy. It's going to be pointy. So I want to make sure I taper that. Sometimes if you get too crazy, it won't be even. So I like to use my fingers really long and just kind of turn it so it's even all the way through. And then I can, use that structure. So once I get there and I have my tail made, I like to sometimes curl it, give it kind of some expression. I can also pinch a ridge on there, so just pinch along the side of the backbone of the dinosaur. Make it look cool all the way down. So I get some nice dinosaur features. And then, of course, any cracking I can just smooth with my fingers. I can add spots if I wanted to, using the back end of my tool. And one on this side, one on this side. You don't want to poke all the way through. Anything over 1 inch thick will explode in the kiln, so we don't want to have it explode. So what I'm going to have you do is just like this, push up. So that way it has a little bit of venting and it won't explode. All right, so we'll just have those little holes in there. And no one will know unless you show them to them. So just like that. And then that's how you make your little long neck dinosaur. Now if you're going to do a Triceratops, it's the same start. You're just going to start over and have that potato look. You're going to crisscross again. I always hold it in my palm of my hand so that I don't end up having it get a flat bottom, because if I put it on the table it's going to get flattened and I don't want that. So I'm just going to push like that, get my feet in there, set it up so I have 4 feet. And just like the long neck, You can start with the tail or the head, but we're going to start with the tail. So we're just going to, tails are kind of pointy, so you're just going to push and pull that clay into a tail. And if it accidentally comes off, just push it back on and then re-pinch it, okay? So you're just going to kind of pinch all that in there. Once you get that tail made, then you're going to do the head. Now with the head, you have to make this frill right here and the head itself. So you're going to pinch and kind of go around and make a little ball of clay. So you're not going to go all the way through. You're just going to make a little ball of clay like that. Then once you get that ball of clay made, you're going to push back away from the front of the head and make that ridge that goes all the way around. That frill, that bone that's going to go all the way around. Okay, that's a little shield that he has, or she has, if it's a girl. And then you're going to pinch your horn. So if you were in my kindergarten class, remember how we make beaks? Same idea. So if I'm going to make a beak right here, I'm going to pinch, or a horn right here, I'm going to pinch right here. So Triceratops have 3 horns. So there's one there. And I'm going to go over here and do it again on this other side. There's 2. And just remember, we can smooth out things if we need to. And then there's the one that's going to be right on the nose. So there's 3. And of course, you can add your eyes and your nostrils and your mouth all on here too. So now you're just going to smooth it out so that it's nice and smooth. And you got your nose and your antlers, or not your antlers, excuse me, your horns there too. And then you just smooth everything out, okay? You can add spots to it. Again, you can add some different details to it. Again, you'll probably want to tap the bottom to get that bottom flat. That's where we'll put our initials. Again, just like the other one, anything over 1 inch thick, which is this body, you're going to have to push down in here and get some venting holes, okay? If you're going to do the Stegosaurus, it's just like the long neck, except you're making 2 ridges, and you're going to, pinch off to the side, and the neck is not as long. So, same idea. And then, of course, you can make little spikes on the bottom, just like you did the horns. You can spike the tail on your Stegosaurus. All right, have fun.